and you're trying to get kind of straight points for those. And there's Nicholas Murphy.
Sorry, I was trying to hold it in.
That's Nick.
3, 2, 1, bro.
What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Lee Murphy. I'm one half of the Brothers Murph, and it's time to take a look at our board game shelves. We've got all sorts of games. They're organized sort of by color to some degree, as much as we could anyway. And I believe Nick did this section last time, so we're going to do this section next time. We're just going to kind of move in a linear path. And we've done this series for a while now, and our shelves have rearranged. So there might be repeats. There's always a chance now that there's some repeats and stuff, but I promise you there's some things that are new because the games that we just finally played for the first time. So I haven't talked about those yet. Why would we if you don't know what they are? I mean, I do. I fake it sometimes, but not here. Not for you. Never. Never, ever. So we're going to be talking about this part of our shelf. Basically, we're just going to pull some things off and tell you a little bit about why we have them, what we like about them, why they're here, man. So let's start right here with Imhotep the Duel. This came out... or at least we got it at Gen Con. It's a Phil Walker Harding Praise Be title, as is the regular Imhotep, which in my mind, don't tell anyone, but I think is his big misstep. Imhotep did not work for us. I get that it's a good game and stuff, but it just was not Nick nor our game. But I was intrigued by Imhotep the Duel because I was like, you know what? In Imhotep, there's kind of a spitefulness to it. You could people are loading up cubes on a ship and you're just like, I'm going to sail your ship. I don't have anything there. It's going. I'm going to sail your ship over here now. You don't get to go where you want. And in my mind, it always felt very petty. Kind of like, why? It doesn't help you at all. Why? Why? You know? That kind of threw me off. And I realized that, like, that's not a fault of the game. The game is doing exactly what it was built to do. That's what that game is. I wasn't prepared going in for that game, that type of game, and I didn't have a great time. And so I was intrigued by Imhotep the Duel, though, because it's like, okay, if it's a two-player game, you're heads up, you're directly opposing somebody. I felt like it'd be easier for me to wrap my head around the idea of, like, I'm going to mess up your plan and make sure that my plan gets executed. It's easier for me to do if it's a heads-up thing, you know, like in a match or something. You're fighting each other. There's no other way other than to directly aggress upon one another. So I was like, okay, maybe Imhotep, the Duel will work out for me. So it works out similarly where basically this time you're putting tiles out onto different ships, and then you can launch those ships to go to these different areas of scoring, much like Imhotep. There's a couple pyramids you're trying to work on. You're working on this like tomb, and you're trying to have these different different numbers of tiles and stuff, and kind of building out a big tomb if you can. There's an obelisk. You're trying to get a bunch of those built up, and there's a temple which have these little pips. And so you're trying to build out these different areas of scoring and stuff by launching these ships, and you're putting your little meeples out, which mean, like, if I have a white meeple here and Nick is the black color and he's there and we launch this ship, that means I'm going to get the second and he's going to get the third thing on that ship. So it's kind of a front load. If you were on the very front right here, you get the first thing, second, and third going backward. I believe I might have that backward. But the point is, if you're in a certain row or column and that ship launches, then you are going to get respective tiles based on where you're placed. So the cool thing is like Nick might be working on this row right here to get this. And I'm like, I'm going to launch this ship right here, which effectively takes out that back worker, which will free up that space, which means maybe I can put a worker there in the future. So you can mess with each other's plans in an interesting way that it just made more sense to me as a heads-up thing. And it's very quick and simple. All the scoring areas have an A and a B side, so you can switch up the scoring. So it's not always the same, and it's fairly simple. But like for a small little game like that, I'm okay with the simpleness. So Imhotep the Duel is going to get played more than Imhotep would for us. I like it better as the dual version than the full version. Anyway, moving on to our next one, Terror Below is a game that we finally just played at the Dice Tower 24 Hours Marathon. It was the first not party game that we played, and we played with Mr. Z Garcia, which was a fantastic time, as we are all fans of Tremors, which Terror Below very much lives in the world of a Tremors. It has fun with that idea. You kind of got these Arizona desert type people fighting giant space worms and things. So this game, basically you're playing on a big old egg, which is the valley, and you are rolling around playing these little vehicle cars. Basically, it's allowing you to drive around the different spaces of the valley. And a big thing you're trying to do is clear up rubble so that you can kind of move around because you can't move if there's rubble there. So you're trying to pick up rubble, which you can then turn in to get weapons and items and things. And it's ultimately a pick up and deliver game in a lot of ways because there's these eggs that the worms, when they burst through the ground, will drop off an egg basically. And when they do that, we'll then have the opportunity to pick up eggs and deliver them to the various locations around the board, which is super fun. And they'll always get you at least a point, but there's kind of these little deliveries up here, which will either have you say, hey, deliver this color egg to that building or kill a certain type of worm. And every time worms pop up, they're going to basically shoot rubble out. And if you're within the path of the rubble, you have a chance to kill the worm before it kills you type thing. And if you die, you have a couple other heroes you can use. So it's just a fun game that's actually pretty light. You're playing out these cards, which are going to move the worms around as they're under the ground and clear rubble to get items. The items are fun. You can like throw a grenade at, a worm or whatever. I had like a military satellite, so I was just rolling dice to see if I could kill something, and it never worked because I'm bad at dice, but you know what I mean. So I was like really pleased with how fun and kind of light and simple the game was. It was very easy to learn. And then you just get to have fun with all the silly, you can put on different hats to give you little attributes and stuff, but it's super light and just enjoys itself and knows what it is. And I really liked Terra Below for that. We love Tremors, like we said. We're going to be playing this during our 24-hour stream, and we're going to theme it out with some extra Tremors goodness. So check out our 24-hour stream on December 19th, starting at 6 p.m., going to December 20th at 6 p.m. And you're going to see Terra Below pop up during that stream. Also, speaking of, if there's any games over the next few weeks that you see on our shelves that you want us to play it in the 24-hour stream, we got the time. We'll play it. Anyway, moving on. Posh, my splosh. My boxes. It's not sticking together very good. So got just the innards are exploding out. Anyway, this game, you are a mad scientist in training, learning how to make potions and things using these marbles. So there's this cool marble kind of track delivery system, which feels a little bit kind of like Candy Crush or something. There's all these like different things. And you're pulling out a marble on your turn. And if I was to pull out like this red marble, for instance, and there's yellow on both sides, and the yellow kind of come and clack together, I get to pick up all those yellows because it creates an explosion, kind of a chain reaction. So if I picked up this red, two yellows come and touch together. I get to pick up all those yellows. If I pick up all those yellows, if you notice, there's a black and a black on those sides. So then those are going to clack together, which means I get to collect those black. So you can get a lot of marbles on a turn, and you're ultimately trying to put them onto these different potions, which require different amounts of different colors. You're trying to kind of sort of set, collect, and stuff like that. And the cool thing is when you complete a potion, you return all the marbles to the feeder. They all get randomly sorted down here. And then you get to flip this over to the side that we see here, and it gives you a one-time ability, like gain any marble of your choice doesn't cause any explosions. This is any two marbles in the same row that have to be different colors. There's one where if there's a long string of one color, you can take all of that one color in a string, doesn't matter how many they are, and then immediately put them onto your different potions and stuff like that. So you're kind of racing to complete potions. Every time you get 3 of a certain type, you get to get kind of like an award, or if you get 5 of the 6 different ones, you get an award, and that's kind of also the timer for the game. It's just a super fun game that's very satisfying to get like these huge chain reactions. I'll always default to looking for something that will get me like 1 marble, that gets me 3 marble, that gets me 6 marbles, that gets me 8 marbles. Even if I don't need any of those colors, I just like to make the chain reaction happen. It's so fun. It's very tactile. It's great. This is a fantastic app as well. Potion Explosion app is wonderful. I don't play the physical copy very often anymore because it's so easy to play the app. And I can play it by myself, and there's no cleanup of marbles. They don't go flying all over the place. Although with the Game Topper LLC, you got that nice rim, so you don't have to worry about marbles falling on the floor for your new puppies to eat. So anyway, Potion Explosion, super fun. Just chain reactions, potions. It's easy. You can immediately. The thing I like is you can finish a potion and immediately use it if you want, or never use it. It's up to you. There's no like, oh, I got to use on a future turn. So you can create these awesome combos. Very combo-tastic. Potion Explosion. What do you got here? Spell Smashers. It's a word game. I didn't know that based on the cover. Other than there's words all over the place, which maybe should include me in. And it says spell, because you're going to spell stuff and do spells. Clever. Renegade knows what they're doing. Anyway, in this game, you're going to be, like many word games, building out words using cards, okay? You're going to be building, the bigger word, the better. And the cool thing is when you spell out words, you are going to be doing damage to monsters. You're literally using your vocabulary to fight stuff with magic, which is super fun. And so there's different monsters out here. There's also different areas of town you can visit and stuff like that. And so when you use words, you can do damage to monsters, which is cool because if you manage to kill like a necromancer, for example, you'll get the letter N permanently. You kind of get a permanent letter to use as you wish. And you can get money and stuff again to spend up in the town. And it's just a fun twist on a word game. Nick and I have this kind of odd relationship with word games. I think I like them more than Nick. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, I like him more than Nick. This is one of those, not to speak for him, but I think Nick sometimes feels like he's not the smartest, which is kind of ridiculous because he's a very intelligent person. But, you know, it's just they're not always going to be our favorite. We don't hate them by any means. We've had many word games over the years, but they just don't get played very often. Like, for instance, we just got rid of Paperback. We've loved Paperback for a long time, played it a lot, but we're kind of done with it. Spell Smashers is fun because kind of like Role Player spices up rolling out a D&D character by having monsters you can fight and stuff like that, so it kind of goes into D&D. This is kind of the cool thing where it's like, hey, your words are magical and you're gonna like fight things. And so you're kind of focused on fighting things and you're almost just thinking like, what do I need to do to get the right stuff to hit this monster I want? And so you kind of, for me, I feel the kind of engine buildingness of it all, where I'm trying to kind of work out how to solve this problem over here, and the words are merely the device. You know, you're coming up with your spells to conjure, and that's your word is smash, you know, or whatever it might be. So it's just a fun, I like games that kind of distract you a little bit with certain things as they're doing what they're doing. And this one, it's like, it's just a word game that has this really fun kind of stuff around it to distract you and keep you busy. So you're not just thinking of like, how do I spell rhombus? Because I don't know. Anyway, oops, don't tell Nick I messed up the cover. Spell Smashers is on our list. Quite like it. Need to get it played again, actually. Definitely need to get it played again. All right. Last but not least on this section of the list, Small World. A classic area control, area domination game from Days of Wonder. So in this game, you are various, and now with all the expansions that have come out over the many years, there are many types of things you can be. We have just the base game and a couple of kind of map things more than different creatures. So you might be something like Amazons or ghouls or halflings or skeletons or wizards and all sorts of different creatures. And you also always have a power that's associated with them. These are randomly generated, like the Amazons won't always have stout with it. It's all random, so it's cool. You get these kind of interesting combos of like this person who always has this attribute mixed with this thing, which maybe changes up how they're going to act in this game. And you're going to be choosing a few of these throughout the game to become, and you'll get a certain amount of their tiles, and then you're going to be trying to basically take over as much of the map as you can. And it's a straight conversion rate. To take over an area that has nothing in it, it takes 2 people. But if there's like a person there, or a mountain, or whatever, you're going to have to add additional units basically to take over an area. For every piece of cardboard something on an area, you have to add a cardboard something of your own. So if there's 2 things on the thing, you have to put 4. There's always the base minimum of 2 plus 1 for the 2 things that are on that area to take it. So it can become pretty expensive, and you can fortify your location. If I'm a troll or something and I put down kind of a fort around me, it makes it harder for people to come take over because they have to spend more of their units, and there's only so many to go around. And so the fun thing about this game is that you're going to hit, you know, a certain area and spread out, hoping to get bonuses. If you're humans, you want to be on farmlands, you get bonuses. There's usually some incentive to go to a certain terrain type over another. But you're only going to be able to spread out so far. Because even if you do really well and you find efficient routes to get everywhere, you only have so many units. And there will be a point where you've kind of done everything you can with a certain group of people. Not to mention people are trying to come take your folks out and stuff like that. So there's a big moment or two in the game where you're going to go into decline. You choose to flip over all of your tiles to the gray side, and that means kind of they're inactive now. They're still on the board for as long as they kind of survive, but they're just sort of an easy target from here on out. Because there'll only ever be one. You can't stack 3 on an area anymore. Once you go into decline, there's only ever 1 tile there, which means it only takes 3 to take over. But the cool thing is that you can have a new race running around the board while you still have some of your old folks in decline, and then you get some opportunities to score a lot because you kind of have this half of the map while you're working on this half of the map, and eventually the in decline half over here is going to get wiped out, maybe by you or your opponents. And then you'll move on, but you have the opportunity to really, you kind of have a lot of the board. So it's just always a tight battle, especially because this game has a different map for every player count, which makes it always that, there's always that contention for space. You don't have to put down like tiles to say these are off limits, it's just a different map. So you know whatever player count you're on the right map, everything's up for grabs. It's very easy to understand in terms of, can I take this over? Do you have the right amount of tiles? And the little powers and stuff like that are really interesting and keep it fresh, even with, that's why we haven't gotten more of the races and things, even though it would be really cool. It's because with the races having the powers be all randomized, there's always different combinations that are really interesting. It keeps you intrigued. So there's a lot of replayability here. That's why I've kept it. We've had this run for a long time now, and still love Small World. I mean, it's probably my favorite area control type game because it's just kind of simple and nice. So anyway, that is this section of the list. Thank you so much for joining me. What do you think of these games? Do you like any of them? Do you hate all of them? Do you want us to throw one into the garbage? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these games. Any of these that you'd like to see us play, either on stream on normal or during our 24-hour stream on December 19th going into December 20th. And do start getting the word out about that one. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Again, put your thoughts on our games in the comments below. And if you're new to us, I'm Mike. I'm one half of the brothers Murph. There's more of Murph's. There's another, that one right there. Who's over there sneezing. Do give us a subscription if you like what we do here, and tell a friend. So thanks so much, everyone. Love you all. And that was this part of our shelf. Later.
How's it going? Just want to let you know that we are sponsored by Restoration Games. Restoration Games make wonderful, wonderful games from the past and restore them for you. And everything we film, everything we play is on top of Game Toppers, which is a really wonderful way to upgrade your gaming experience. Go check out Restoration Games and Game Toppers LLC for more information. Alright, cool. I feel like I need that one. Out. Okay.
Nick!
What is it, big face disheveled Nick?
Nick, I just want to let you know I really like French toast.
Cool. Cool. Thanks for letting me know.
Nick,
Yeah.
get rid of Mike.
What?
What? Why would you say that?